You've been watching aliens that aren't actually alien. They're humans in blue paint. Look at Avatar's Na'vi. 5 fingers, 5 toes, 2 forward-facing eyes, hair, eyebrows, sexual dimorphism that mirrors humans exactly. On a planet with different gravity, different atmosphere, different chemistry, a world that evolved completely independently from Earth. And yet, somehow, the Na'vi look like they could be our cousins. That's not biology. That's a choice. Filmmakers designed aliens to look human because human faces are relatable, human bodies are familiar, and human proportions feel right to us. But here's what that choice obscures. It's also completely implausible. And understanding why teaches you how to spot this trick in every sci-fi movie you watch. The reality is that independent evolution on another world would produce something radically different. We need to understand the difference between evolution repeating a solution and evolution repeating an entire complex form. Those are not the same thing. That distinction matters because filmmakers often invoke convergent evolution to justify the Na'vi's human-like anatomy. But convergent evolution is widely misunderstood. Let's be clear about what it actually means. Let's be clear about what convergent evolution actually means. It's when different species independently evolve the same function to solve a common environmental problem. Dolphins and ichthyosaurs both evolved streamlined bodies for aquatic speed. Birds, bats, and pterosaurs all evolved wings for flight. Sharks and tuna both developed similar body shapes for efficient swimming. That's convergent evolution. Different lineages arriving at similar solutions because the environment demanded it. The critical distinction is this: convergent evolution repeats solutions, not specific genetic paths or complex forms. Wings are a solution to the problem of flight. Eyes are a solution to the problem of detecting light. Fins are a solution to the problem of moving through water. But the exact structure of those wings, eyes and fins varies wildly depending on the evolutionary history of the organism. The Na'vi have forward-facing eyes for depth perception. That's convergent evolution. Primates on Earth evolved the same thing. But the Na'vi also have the exact same eye placement, the same pupil shape, the same eyelid structure as humans. Convergent evolution would predict similar function, not identical anatomy. A Pandoran species could have achieved depth perception with compound eyes like insects, or with eyes on the sides of their head using motion parallax. Here's the deeper issue. Even if Pandora's conditions were identical to Earth's, which they're not, the initial conditions of life would be radically different. Life on Earth started with bilateral symmetry and carbon-based biochemistry, but those were not inevitable choices. They were accidents of chemistry and early environmental conditions. An independent biosphere would start from a completely different biochemical foundation. The statistical improbability of the Na'vi is staggering. For them to look this human, billions of years of random mutation, environmental selection, and genetic drift would have to follow nearly the same path as Earth, twice, independently. The odds of that happening are effectively zero. Think about it this way. Earth's evolutionary history includes countless random events. An asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs, allowing mammals to dominate. Early tetrapods happened to develop 5 digits through one genetic accident. Primates evolved forward-facing eyes, because they lived in trees and needed depth perception to jump between branches. Remove any one of those events, and humans never exist. Now, imagine trying to replicate that entire chain of accidents on another planet with a completely different starting point for life. It doesn't work. Convergent evolution explains why dolphins and fish both have streamlined bodies. It does not explain why an alien species on Pandora would independently evolve the exact proportions, facial features, and limb structure of a human being. That's not biology. That's narrative convenience designed to make audiences feel comfortable. Why is convergent evolution so unlikely to produce identical anatomy? Because life on independent biospheres starts from completely different foundations. Let's talk about the randomness of life's origin. Earth's life began with bilateral symmetry. That means our bodies have a left side and a right side that mirror each other. We have carbon-based biochemistry and DNA as our genetic storage system. But these weren't predetermined outcomes. They emerged from specific chemical reactions in Earth's early oceans, shaped by our planet's particular mix of elements, temperature, and energy sources. Pandora's environment, with floating mountains, dense jungles, and three-dimensional terrain, would favor entirely different body architectures from the very beginning. Why would Pandora favor 2 legs over 4, 6, or 8? Bipedalism is actually a weird choice from an evolutionary standpoint. It's unstable. It requires complex balance mechanisms. It limits speed compared to quadrupedal movement. Humans evolved bipedalism for very specific reasons related to our savanna environment and the need to see over tall grass while freeing our hands. An alien intelligence could just as easily evolve from a stable 4-legged or 6-legged body plan and still develop tool use and abstract thought. A 4-legged or even 6-legged body plan would be more stable in Pandora's forests. The Na'vi's bipedalism isn't an adaptation to Pandora, it's an adaptation to Earth's savanna. The filmmakers gave them human bodies because humans relate to human bodies, not because Pandora's physics would produce them. This pattern shows up everywhere in sci-fi. If you want to catch these kinds of breakdowns before they're released, subscribe. And drop a comment. What's another sci-fi movie that gets the biology completely wrong? An intelligent species could have radial symmetry, sensory organs in a circle, 6 limbs radiating from a center, giving 360-degree awareness in Pandora's 3-dimensional jungle environment. Instead, Avatar gives us the Na'vi, bilateral, 2-armed, 2-legged, with a head at the top and eyes facing forward. It's the human template, not the Pandoran template. Let's challenge the limb count. Earth settled on pentadactyly, the 5-digit pattern you see in human hands and feet, through one ancient genetic accident in early tetrapods around 360 million years ago. That's it. One random mutation that stuck. It's not a universal solution to the problem of manipulating objects. An alien species could have 3 digits, 7 digits, or tentacles with no digits at all. Octopuses solve puzzles and use tools without 5 fingers or bones. Intelligence doesn't require human anatomy. The point isn't to predict what aliens will look like. It's to show that human anatomy is just one solution among infinite possibilities. Avatar never shows us that range. Instead, it shows us humans with blue skin and tails. You're starting to see the pattern? The Na'vi aren't shaped by Pandora's physics. They're shaped by what audiences expect aliens to look like. And once you see that, every detail becomes a choice, not an inevitability. Now think about sensory organs. Forward-facing eyes are a primate adaptation for depth perception in trees. But alien intelligence could rely on echolocation, like bats and dolphins. They could sense electromagnetic fields, like sharks. They could have compound eyes, like insects, giving them a completely different visual experience of reality. There's no reason to assume that two forward-facing eyes in a flat face is the optimal design for gathering information about the environment. The deeper problem with the Na'vi is that they don't just share our body plan. They share our proportions. They have recognizable facial expressions. They have sexual dimorphism that mirrors human sexual dimorphism. They even have hair and eyebrows. These are not inevitable features of intelligent life. These are specific Earth mammal characteristics. The Na'vi have hair and eyebrows. These are thermoregulation and communication features that evolved in Earth mammals. But Pandora's atmosphere is different. Its gravity is different. Its temperature patterns are different. There's no biological reason for a Pandoran species to evolve hair for warmth or eyebrows for expression. The Na'vi have these features because audiences recognize them. We see eyebrows and we instantly read emotion. We see hair and we think alive and beautiful. The Na'vi aren't designed by evolution, they're designed by focus groups. Now I'm curious what you think. Comment. Which of the Na'vi's features bothered you most? The bipedalism, the 5 fingers, or something else entirely? Let's debate the biology. What would biologically plausible aliens actually look like? We can't know for certain, but that's the point. The true wonder of cosmic biology is this. The human form is a one-off result of Earth's specific history. It's a beautiful accident shaped by our planet's unique conditions over billions of years. Expecting to see it repeated across the galaxy is statistically absurd. When we finally encounter alien life, we should expect body plans shaped by environments and histories we can't predict. That unpredictability is what makes the search for life so profound. You've just learned to spot a design choice that filmmakers make constantly. The human template isn't a biological fact. It's a creative decision. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This matters because filmmakers do the same thing with alien biology, alien technology, alien intelligence. They make choices that feel intuitive to us, then present them as inevitable. Avatar does it with the Na'vi. But you'll see it everywhere. In Star Trek, in sci-fi novels, in video games. The pattern is the same. Relatable design masquerading as biological reality. Learning to spot that pattern is a superpower. It means you're not just consuming sci-fi. You're understanding why it's designed the way it is. You're thinking critically about the choices behind the story. But here's the thing. This same critical eye works for real science too. Next week, we're applying this skill to the actual search for extraterrestrial life. We're breaking down what scientists are really looking for and why most popular theories about alien contact are completely wrong. If you want to think critically about one of humanity's biggest questions, subscribe. This is the beginning of a series that changes how you see the universe.